Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Swami Samarth Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Gurudev Datta. Shri Trimabakeshwar Maharaj Ki Jai. Ganga Godavari Mata Ki Jai. Sat Guru Param Puja Mordada Ki Jai. Shri Swami Samarth Gurumauli Ki Jai. Hello. Thanks for coming by today. So in the last lesson, we looked at the king of asanas, Shirshasana, headstand, head balance. So today I thought it would be wise to take a look at the other half of that dynamic duo of asanas, the main pair of asanas for the yoga practice to master and to practice, not in that order. Sarvangasana. So sarva means whole, all. So this is Sarvangasana, is all body pose because everything comes into play. Commonly known as shoulder stand. And then another posture very close, interrelated with Sarvangasana is Halasana, plow pose. So let's go ahead and start today. Let's just start for a moment in Arumukashvanasana, downward facing dog pose. Just to loosen up a little bit and connect. So spread the palms, press the heels of the palms, stretch back through the buttocks. Move the tops of the legs back. Open the backs of the knees. As you reach the heels down towards the floor, stretching the backs of the calves into the heels. Also be lifting the front thighs while you do that towards the hips or towards the abdomen, and then move those very top thighs, the front top thighs, back to lengthen the body more. Let the head relax, the collarbones widen as you relax the back of the head down. And then bend the knees, come down, take the toes, big toes together, knees apart, stretch forward for Adho Mukha Virasana, take the head down. And then walk the hands back under the shoulders and come up. And so now let's go ahead and make our setup for Halasana and Sarvangasana. So what you want to do is take 3 blankets, or if you don't have yoga blankets, have, one big blanket, bedspread, something, so that you can make a rectangular shape with one good creased edge. And that good creased edge will be for your neck. So, 3 yoga blankets. And then if you do this and your neck doesn't feel comfortable, you don't feel secure in it, you feel like you're stressing your neck or something, then you could try 4 blankets rather than 3. You could give yourself some extra height. So you could try that if there's discomfort. But I'll stick with 3 today for me, for the demonstration. And, okay, so Halasana, plow pose. So I also, in my daily practice, I take a block and put it right here for my buttocks to sit on. So this is going to be a little launching pad. So watch. So I put my, okay, let me show without this block first. So you come down with the shoulders on the blankets, the head and neck coming over that nice creased edge. Okay, the knees are bent up, the legs are parallel. So now see here this curve at the lower back. So for Halasana, plow pose, we're going to take the feet over the head. Okay? So this block here, it just gives, see now that curve isn't there at the base of the spine. The buttocks are elevated a little bit. So now I've got kind of a head start for that, bringing the feet over. So now if you're very thick in either the chest or the abdomen, and that can be either male or female, you're going to have more difficulty kicking the feet over. They might not be able to go all the way to the floor, but if you have trouble, you're just here, you just can't get the buttocks lifting up. You can't get the buttocks to come up, the body to go over. So if that's the case, then you can try it with more than a block. See, so I made a bolster here. So I have more height. And then I'm going to lay down on that. See, so now the buttocks are elevated there, so they have, it's like a head start. So you want to be able to kick over, and then once you're here, the weight is on the shoulders and the neck. Don't turn your head. So that's why I'm not looking towards the camera. Okay? So plow pose. So now take the feet apart once you get here. So the feet are a foot apart or so. And then you're going to clasp the hands or just put the hands down behind you. But you're going to roll one way and pull that elevated shoulder in. You're going to roll to the other side. Pull that shoulder blade in. So get the shoulder blades coming in towards each other. And then when you're done with that, and you can do that a couple times each side to get some movement back there. Make sure the neck is extended. Then you can let go and take the hands to the back. Hit your back with the thumb and index finger, and then scoop the skin up the back. Notice how that brings my hips out over my head more. So that's what you want. The hips over the head, not back behind the shoulders. And then you should be on the tips of the toes. So don't be on the fronts of or the bottoms of the toes, the tops of the feet. Be on the very tips of the toes so that you can press those thighs up away from the face towards the ceiling. lengthening the hips up towards the ceiling. Press the elbows down to help do that. And then stretch the backs of the legs. So from the back of the knee, open the backs of the knees, stretch into the heels. And press the thighs up, away from the face, towards the ceiling. Make the legs straight here. So now, to come out, take the hands away, walk the feet towards the head, keep the head back, and roll the body back down. So now, and then once you get here, bring the head up onto the blankets too. So now if you have trouble, if you can't get the feet to the floor, okay, so then what we do is we set up a chair. Have the chair. So I'm going to take this away now since I showed that. So if you need it, use it. So I'm going to lay back down. See, I'm scooting the buttocks towards the heels to lengthen the lower back. The knees are bent up. The chair, you make the arms straight. And that's about where you're going to want the chair seat. So now, cup the fingertips and put them down on the floor for support. Bend the knees into the chest and then kick over. So now, once again, take the feet apart on that chair seat, clasp the hands, manipulate the shoulder blades towards each other, and then bring the feet back together. Take the hands to the back. Scoop the skin up the back. So now you have the tips of the toes on the chair seat. And then as you're able to, someday, you could set up maybe that bolster at the base of the chair for a step down, or you could just, someday when you're ready, just take a foot off, take it to the floor. Oh, that wasn't that far. Okay, I'll take another one. There you go. Halasana, plow pose. Let the back of the neck be long here, and let the neck just stretch and extend on the backside. So we need to keep the chin, or we need to get the chin to the chest for the Jalandhara Bandha for pranayama. Here in Halasana, you can use the weight of the body to stretch the neck over time so that the chin will come to the chest. And then to come out, take the hands away, walk the feet in, bend the knees, take the fingers down, keep the head back, roll the body out. Bring the head and the chest onto the same level. So that was Halasana, plow pose. So now we're going to go on to Sarvangasana, supported, or Salumba Sarvangasana, supported with the blankets, etc., all body pose. So we'll use the same setup. We're going to use a strap for shoulder stand, but I'm not going to show that today for the arms. I will show it today. So I'm just going to come up So now, if you have you have tight elbow or tight shoulders, etc., it's going to be difficult to have the arms in place for your Sarvangasana and keep them in place. So then you could use a strap to help you. You would make the loop of the strap so that when you hold it up to your collarbones, it's a little wider than your shoulders. Okay? And then you'll take that strap, put it on one arm at the elbow, lie back, so it's still on one arm. Now I'm going to kick over to Halasana. I'm going to adjust the shoulder blades. And now I'll put that strap on the second elbow. See? So now your elbows are strapped. Now you bring the feet together, take the hands to the back. And now from here, Halasana, plow pose. We'll take one leg at a time, up to Sarvangasana, shoulder stand, with the hands supporting your back. That strap will keep your elbows from going too wide. So if there's any issue, the elbows are sliding apart from each other, the shoulders or chest aren't open enough to have the elbows on the blankets in the first place, then you would use the strap. And you want to use the strap anyway if you have it. But so here we are in Salumba Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. So every time or every 15 seconds or so, you'll feel the hands sliding down the back, the body starting to pike, the buttocks going back into the hands. So when you feel that happening, you need to walk the hands down the back, re-lift the skin of the back, re-establish the posture. Legs back, legs straight, feet spread. So you're doing upside down Tadasana from the shoulders to the feet. You want to stay in the Sarvangasana or the Halasana at least as long as you stayed in your Shirshasana that you already did. The first goal would be 1 minute here in Sarvangasana, and we learn and practice Sarvangasana first, right? Which I've said before. So you learn this one, you do this lesson, and you get proficient in Sarvangasana and Halasana before you do the last lesson, before you learn the headstand. And then to come down, you can bend the knees into the chest or into the face, and then take the feet back to the floor. Or you can come down one leg at a time, the same as you went up. Or you can come down both legs together. Come back to Halasana. And now here, take the strap off. Set it down. Place the fingertips and roll yourself out, keeping the head back until the feet come down. Then bring the chest and the head onto the same level, either up on the blankets or down on the floor. So you will typically want to end your practice after you've done all the other postures you're going to do. Then you would do your shoulder stand and then Shavasana. So now let me show one other form. Let's go back to Halasana. And I want to show one other way to do Halasana. Because here we have these blankets, right? These blankets, the support in the pose, okay? I'm just going to go up in Sarvangasana quickly here to show. And so now you need to look carefully and see if you see any difference. And I don't know if there will be too much of a difference, because I'm just doing this, I didn't look in a mirror before this video. So here I am in my Sarvangasana on the blankets. So take a look at the chest area, the chest, the shoulders, the arms, the trunk. My chest is open, my breath is able to flow freely. So now I'm going to come down and then I'm going to go back up without the blankets, just to show. And let's see if there's a difference in the posture. So now I'm flat. I'm going to do everything the same. Go over to Halasana. Adjust. Now I'll go up to Sarvangasana. So I don't know if what kind of difference you can see, but right now there's a lot more discomfort in my shoulder and neck area without the blankets. And then also, probably my chest isn't opened the same way. The breath, it's hard right now. It's not coming easily like it was on the blankets. So if you don't have blankets, you could theoretically still do this posture, but I would recommend getting up on some height for it. And, and you can even try both ways and see why. But now there's one more thing I wanted to show here today, which we don't need anything for except the mat, I guess, but we don't even need the mat. So there's another little sequence here that in Halasana. So typically the Halasana plow pose will stay in it for a few minutes because it is an inversion. It's part of the shoulder stand family of postures. It has all the amazing effects, and even more so in some ways, of the shoulder stand. But now there's another way we can do Halasana, and this particular way of doing this posture sharpens the mind. So if you feel you have a dull mind, you can't wake yourself up, you're sleepy, you're blah, 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 do this 10 times and see how you feel afterwards. So it's a quick action between Halasana and Paschimottanasana, which notice the similar shape of the body, just a different orientation. The legs down on the floor rather than up in the air. So we're going to go back and forth between Halasana and Paschimottanasana. And you do this fast as you can, keeping it under control, and it will sharpen the mind. So, Paschimottanasana, Halasana. Okay, Paschimottanasana, Halasana. Paschimottanasana, Halasana. Paschimottanasana, Halasana. Paschimottanasana, Halasana. So now you can do on your own. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Swami Samarth Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Gurudev Datta. Shri Trimabakeshwar Maharaj Ki Jai. Ganga Godavari Mata Ki Jai. Satguru Param Puja Moedada Ki Jai. Shri Swami Samarth Gurumauli Ki Jai. Thank you. So practice. We'll see you next time.